Welcome along then to what promises to be another fascinating Spanish Grand Prix. A race which saw Max Verstappen win on his first ever appearance with the Red Bull team in 2016. This after the dramatic coming together of Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg on the first lap. Will we see more moments for the scrapbook here today? It's 730 metres from pole position down to a slippery turn 1 here, the first of 16 corners around this 2.89 mile racetrack. The long, wide turn 3 and the uphill right-hander of turn 9 can both be taken full throttle in the right conditions, but I doubt very much we'll be seeing any of that today. Joining me for today's race once again is Anthony Davidson. Why don't we discuss Red Bull? We have a number of changes to the aerodynamic regulations this year, and the signs haven't looked good for them so far in terms of getting to grips with those changes.
It doesn't look promising for them so far. And if the new regs have hit them as hard as we think, well, I suspect they may need a few late nights at the factory to get back on track.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Young superstar Max Verstappen starts from pole position, just ahead of George Russell, who starts this event from P2. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Gasly, Sainz, Lewis Hamilton and Norris, Gardner, Ricciardo, Leclerc and Alexander Albon, Ocon, Kvyat, Nicholas Latifi and Stroll, Bottas, Alesi, Nick De Vries and Antonio Giovinazzi, Magnussen, Joe, Perez and Nobuharu Matsushita. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out. Then let's see who can prevail today.
Now that we've got some points on the board, let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish.
Right, thanks Jeff. We're here in Spain for another JDM racing video, F1 2020 My Team action. It's pouring down with rain and we're 7th on the grid. I mean in terms of pit stop strategy, we're just going to go with the wets. Straight through unless the weather changes, which I don't think it will. Lewis is 5th, so we've been there or thereabouts on pace. When I've looked at our history in terms of how we've done at this circuit before, it's not been great, so which suggests to me that we've not had great aero for the car, because this is an aero circuit. But we have improved. At least we've got both cars in the top 10 this time. But Mercedes are absolutely smashing it, so we're going to have to... I think damage limitation is the order of the day for this weekend, especially with the weather being the way it is. It's going to be extremely tricky. So I think we're going to go into the race. We're going to try and do the best we can with the weather the way it is as well. Hopefully, maybe the Mercedes trips over each other. We're going to see. Go then. Felt like an eternity for the car to actually fight there. Into the track, complaining a little bit, wheels spinning up. Trying to follow Lewis in. Get a little bit of oversteer there. Drifting wide, complaining again. Still got McLaren there on the inside. Get a little tap. Get pushed out to the outside of the circuit there. I think we'll find Norris hitting the game. Can't see a damn thing. Hoping this weather dries out a little bit. It's making things extremely difficult. A little dive bomb here.
Okay, the start was fine. Let's try and move forward.
we get the position against Ricardo. And these are all going to be pretty much in the track position. DRS is broke. Which doesn't really matter in the wet anyway. Got to be careful on some of these curbs. Can't carry anywhere near as much speed as we would like, as we would in the dry. Gave him a little tap there. Try and get onto the back of him here. Use some of the ERS.
You're losing a small amount of time to the car behind. Keep pushing.
Got well out of shape on that curb. Ricardo. See if we can get close enough to him towards the start of the lap. I think turn one's going to be our best place to try and do it.
Let's use overtake and burn some of this energy.
Lining him up, Jeff.
Caution, caution.
Who's that?
Okay, some information on signs.
Signs.
They're retiring from the race. Virtual safety car deployed. Slow down and maintain a positive delta. Virtual safety car is deployed.
There's Carlos Sainz running in 5th place at his home Grand Prix at Barcelona, chasing that McLaren down the start-finish straight. Yellow flags. He's pulling over. I don't know if he's going offline or if there's an issue there. But the car does sound to be a little bit out of shape. He's bouncing over the curbs. He's off the circuit. And I believe that's a technical issue. He's going to be out of the race. What a shame for him.
Okay, slow down, slow down. Your delta is negative,
Sainz.
which means you are too fast. Reduce
At
your
his home
pace.
Grand Prix. That's just
VSC ending, we're going green. Maintain positive delta until the green flags.
succumb to mechanical gremlins. We're stuck behind this McLaren right now. We look particularly slow in that corner. Massive oversteer again. Oh my god, the car is just all over the place. I can't stay close enough to him around that last bit. Now we lost traction there. Moves out to the Red Bull. Gives us a little tap. Going to come back down the inside of Ricardo.
Some information on Russell. They have an issue with their car. They're going to be slow.
So Russell probably up in the top 3. Good position this time. High fuel, ERS. Quite. Try applying the ERS in some different scenarios. Put pressure on other places on the lap. Oh, he's just parked it right on the apex there. I couldn't swing back. It does seem really slow in that corner compared to us though.
Use overtake now, please. Push hard.
That's what I'm doing, but you just, the car just stopped me from using it. This is just infuriating right now.
We pretty much burned off our excess fuel. We'll be back on target soon. Don't wait too long to turn the engine down.
Back to standard then. Chuck one up the inside here. Finally we get it done. And then almost bin it straight away. Let's see if we can pull away from him. Yeah, straight away we pulled away from him. Oh, it's 8.9 seconds down the road is Pierre Gasly in the McLaren.
Cars are coming in for inters. It's touch and go, but could be worth the risk. We'll be ready if you want a box.
I think we do it. Box this lap.
Right, come in at the end of this lap.
Set intermediates.
Confirming that we'll be fitting the intermediate tyres.
I think we gamble.
The gap to the car ahead is 9.8 seconds.
Might be completely the wrong decision. Oh, Hamilton's in. Alright, so
Lewis is in for a stop.
Lewis is doing it. Then chances are it's the right decision. Oh yeah, all the top cars are going on to I think we're making the correct strategy for it. Jeff gave us the good information.
Exit now. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound.
Right, let's get some heat into these bad boys then. Ocon must have come in early then, because he's undercut us. Perez with the fastest lap. He must have been one of the first ones on Inters as well. Okay then.
We're trailing our teammate by 9.2 seconds.
About right, that's where we were before all the pit stops. Ocon, the fastest man on the circuit right now. .4 seconds quicker on Inters.
If you think you can get past, make use of the overtake button and see what you can do.
If we're lucky here, we can try and do a 2-for-1. While Ocon is trying to scramble around this pass. We go down the outside of Ocon. We'll do 2-for-1. Perfect. Seems like some people have opted to stay out on wets. The leaders have pitted for Inters. Now there is just traffic everywhere.
I think we're still on the right tyres for the time being.
We've just got past the Lacey. Ooh, he just squeezed us to the edge of the track there. It was a bit naughty from a Lacey there. There was so much speed around the exit. We're lucky we didn't take our winglet off there. That caught me out a little bit. A little bit of oversteer, trying to get the power down too early.
Good job.
And Lewis is stuck behind one of the cars up there, and now George Russell is trying to get past Lewis Hamilton as well. We've taken advantage of that complacency by George Russell. We've gotten onto the back of our teammate. Now is Lewis going to be able to clear this car? Move done. Another race is coming to us a little bit more now. We'll boost down the outside of this Williams. Leaving for the dust.
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining.
More or less where we were before the pit stops now.
The radar's showing a clear patch on its way. There's about 10 more minutes of this rain.
So it could even go dry towards the end of the race. Interesting. The times just keep tumbling. This track is getting dry by the lap. These guys on full wets. Look at this, really going to be struggling. Got so much more speed than them at this stage of the race. Put the ERS on, boost down the inside. Trying to get as many positions as we can.
You've moved into P4, 4th place now.
Thanks, Jeff. Look at Leclerc in the Ferrari. Boost around the last corner here. Good average slipstream.
You might want to consider switching to a lower fuel mix. We may not finish on the current settings.
We'll go lean. To be able to lift and coast as well. We're just making it okay on fuel, so we're going to leave it on lean. Verstappen has just done an absolute masterclass today, and so we've not been able to compete with the might of Mercedes around this circuit, but it's good damage limitation, 3rd and 4th. We've outperformed Russell again, which Mercedes are probably not going to be happy about. Gasly's had an excellent race as well.
Okay, gap ahead is 9.2 seconds.
We're starting to cut it down. It wasn't enough. Get a podium though. Good recovery drive.
Can't complain about that one. That was an excellent drive.
Thanks, Jeff. That's a good one, enjoyed that.
Grand Prix and a fantastic win for Mercedes.
It's been a while since I've done a dynamic weather
a
race.
resounding victory today. What set them apart from the rest?
I'd say
Top
it was
driver,
down
top
once
team.
again to good, consistent driving, nailing the corners, working to the track conditions and perfecting the team's strategies. They got all of these things right today and the results speak for themselves.
Mercedes are on top form once again after an excellent race weekend. It's great to see them up on that podium once again.
We've got a fight on our hands for this title, boys. I'm telling you now, Max Verstappen, he is not going to let it go. See, when he scored points, he wins. When he doesn't score points, he has absolute stinkers, pretty much.
So, let's review the drivers' standings. Well, the gap at the top of the championship has been cut down after a difficult race today for our championship leader. Now, let's discuss, Ant. Who would you say is a contender for driver of the day?
Max Verstappen seemed to just effortlessly weave through the other drivers today without a care in the world. He was definitely my driver of choice.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. No change in the top spot, but with today's points, their hold on the lead is getting weaker. There was also a strong showing from the Mercedes team today as they make their way up the standings. Well, that was certainly an incredible weekend of racing. Be sure to join myself and Ant for more exciting Formula One action soon.
So, there you go. Thanks, Max Verstappen wins the race. 17, nearly 18 seconds ahead of Pierre Gasly in the McLaren. He gets fastest lap by over a second from the nearest challenger. So Max with the 27.7, absolutely nailing it. Was class of the field by a long way today. He gets 26 points. Gasly, great race for McLaren. Really excelled in these weather conditions. Myself and Lewis, 3rd and 4th. That's great for our team. We did enough to try and maximise the conditions, and even strategy played in a little bit as well. But again, we finished 5 seconds in front of him, so I'm not sure what happened, where he lost the time, because he was the lead driver in that first stint when we were stuck behind Norris for such a long time. Leclerc with a great drive for Ferrari, so that's a good, valuable 10 points for them. Albon still performing well for AlphaTauri, getting consistent points results. George Russell qualified on the front row, finishes 7th, so that's a very disappointing result for him. Bottas coming in with the 8th place. Ocon, who was fastest on the circuit for a little bit, and Ricciardo rounding out the points. Perez, driver of the day, but not enough to actually get any points. And then coming down here, Lando must have had an absolute nightmare in the pits, because he was right up with us and then lost out on a load of positions somehow. And then Carlos Sainz was running high up in the order, and then I don't know, he had some kind of mechanical failure, I'm assuming, which knocked him out of his home race, which is going to be devastating for him as well. Standings, we managed to damage limit the damage done by Max Verstappen to 5 points in the Drivers' Championships. We still lead, but we've definitely got a fight on our hands, and it's going to be interesting to see how this season goes with us trading wins, and can we keep up with Mercedes and R&D. If we can't, it's going to be very hard for me to win the title. We say 57 points ahead of Mercedes in the Constructors as well, so that's largely due to the fact that George Russell is pants, and he is letting the side down. Max is scoring most of the points for that team, and we are lucky that Lewis is keeping up his end of the bargain and sort of getting high points finishes for us as well. Let's have a look at the highlights. Such a tricky first part of the race with it being that wet and being stuck behind that McLaren, really wanting to push it, but I just knew we couldn't. Let's see if we'd just made this stick. This could have saved us so much time. Then we ended up losing time. A little bit of a cheeky one on Ricciardo. And then half of the race sat behind the McLaren pretty much. It was a cheeky tap. Not quite enough to damage the wing, but so difficult to try and get close in the... This is why DRS is so important. Just being able to open that wing and get that slipstream makes a huge difference. This was the move on Ocon, I think, and the Haas. Oof, chopped across the front of him, letting him know this is our corner, mate. And then diving down the outside of the racing point as well. Again, don't think we could get the car to turn quick enough, and just gave him a little tap on the rear there, on the diffuser perhaps. This was the fun section of the Grand Prix, really, cutting through the field after switching tyres. It was a very eventful race. Going 3 wide down the back, or the main straight. getting that move done. And finishing comfortably ahead of our teammate. So, a third and a fourth. It could have been worse, but the car was good. It was a fun race. It was an unpredictable race, and strategy and weather played a part as well. So, quite an action-packed episode in this one, I think. If you liked the video, then please leave a like, a thumbs up. If you've not subscribed and you want to see more Formula 1 content from JDM Racing, then please do subscribe. And thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care, guys.